Dang it. Hey, y'all. Welcome back to another episode of
The Chiron Collective.
I wanted to talk to you guys about before. I wanted to talk to you guys about before the gym, what that looked like. I want to talk to you about the old me. I have to take you all the way back to college because before the gym, there was not always a consistency. Like after high school and sports were over, there was no routine. And so I think that's something that we all struggle with is we get out of these routines, and when we're in life and we're doing all of these things, everything else pulls our energy. And I don't want you to be sucked into the rat race. This episode is not about PRs or meal prep or anything like that. It's about the time before fitness became a real priority, when life was just busy. But I knew deep down I needed more. Back in college, I was coaching gymnastics. And at that time, all I had time for, I'd wake up early, I would go to class from 8 o'clock in the morning all the way until about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, get a little split in there. I would head to our gymnastics academy around 4:30, and I would coach until 8:30. And that was pretty much Monday through Friday. And so I would tell myself that I didn't have a lot of time to do other things. Long hours, on your feet, evenings packed with classes, and then you're heading home, eating late, grinding through schoolwork. That was my routine. And I wasn't out of shape, but I knew that even though that there was a different season of my life, I knew that something needed to change. I didn't have the same fire that I used to have back in high school sports. We miss connection with other people. We tend to fall into our own thing, which is understandable, right? Because that's life. But that sense of team, that structure, that accountability, and when everybody's grinding around you and doing something like that together, you're showing up together to push each other. And there is just something special about being a part of a culture like that. I missed that, and I wanted that back. And so it wasn't just the physical part of it, but again, it was that camaraderie, because that camaraderie created a drive and that feeling of being locked in with a purpose. And that last stretch of college for me, I made a quiet shift. Nothing drastic, but it was super intentional. And I started getting back into the gym with a real focus, not just to stay in shape, but to challenge myself again on some level, to build something that I feel like I connected to the best version of myself. And that version of myself thrived on discipline and growth. And maybe that's you. Maybe you're the person who thrives on discipline, and that is the way that you grow. And that's good, and I want you here. It didn't take long, honestly, before that momentum started to build. And then the more I trained, the more I felt like me again. And that structure, along with the community of people that I was around, it all came rushing back in. And I realized that this isn't just something that I want in my life, it's something that I needed and still need in my life. So I didn't fall off. I just knew that I had more in me and there was more in the tank. And many of you guys are in that same boat where maybe you used to be a college athlete or a high school athlete and you miss that camaraderie, but you're so set in the things that are going on around in your life. And I understand those things. But when you're not serving you first, you can't expect to be able to give everybody your best. You just can't. And I mean that with all the love and respect that I possibly can give. We tell ourselves something so many times that even though it may be a lie, we begin to believe it's a truth and that it's our reality, and that, maybe things will never change, and that, we'll always have these problems. But if we keep constantly talking about the things that are our problems, we create larger problems. I see it all the time. And at the end of the day, you have to get to the point where you realize that you are creating your own chaos and you're setting yourself back. And it's sad because I see too many people continue to live like that and they miss out on what their potential is. I knew people still to this day that do that. And all I want to do is grab them. I want to pull them in and I want to tell them, man, like if you would just get it, if you would just understand what I'm telling you and apply it, it's simplicity. Your life would change for the better. when you start looking at your past, don't sit there. It's not a place to sit. But recognize it for what it was and move forward. Don't keep carrying old baggage into the future because it doesn't belong. It's too heavy. You can't carry those things with us. Stepping into something new is challenging. Walking into my gym doors is challenging. Walking into a new version of yourself is challenging. But if you do it, I promise you that you will never regret. You will never regret putting yourself first. I have to be the best version of myself so that I can be something even greater for my kids. I don't want my kids looking off to somebody else, as their idol. There's great athletes in our time right now. But I don't want my kids looking off to somebody else all the time. I want my kids to look at me and be like, my dad's Superman. My mom's Superwoman. Like, we should want to have our kids look up to us. This is a challenge for all you men and women out there, all you moms and dads. Maybe you're an aunt, maybe you're an uncle, maybe you're a grandma, you're a grandpa. There are people that want you here. Instead of that mindset that I was in, where I was like, I knew that something needed to change, but I wasn't giving my all to it. If you start putting that fire back underneath you and you realize that there are people that want you in this world and that want the best version of you, everything will change. Use it. Don't just be motivated by that. Keep a reminder. Put a sticky note, something that says like, hey, you're loved. Like, hey, you're wanted in this world. Hey, your family loves you. Hey, your spouse loves you. Hey, your kids love you. Hey, people around you actually happen to love you and they want to see you succeed. When you start using certain things that can create a fire underneath your butt, my gosh, if you would just get it, your whole entire life would change. So I'm challenging you, moms, dads, grandpas, grandmas, aunts, uncles, you name it. I'm challenging you to start giving your best by giving to yourself first. Please. It's not exactly the direction that I wanted to go, but you know what? I got a camera, I have a voice. I had a script for myself today because I wanted to make sure that I shared the specifics with you guys of before the gym. Like I said, I wasn't out of shape, but I knew there was more. And I know that my purpose on earth is to bring people out of that rut and bring them into their potential. And then give them the tools that they can use to be able to apply those things to their life on a regular basis. So if you're out there, I just need you to trust me to walk you through the things you think that you're not ready for. Walk through these doors, and I promise you it'll be the best decision you made in a really long time. So, with that being said, that's the Counter Collective Podcast.